All right, welcome back. And then now we send the hook.
Well, let's see which we'll get.
Well, formula, the person you want to see on screen, in name na Dr. Lauretta Will-Sillah. Well, Dr. Lauretta Will-Sillah is involved in academic philosophy in a salon for over 21 years, two in charity initiative. He gets Dr. Lauretta Will Education Foundation, and he gets the People's Foundation for Humanity Development within a CEO. Well, he also with we in a studio for controlling more, but then two organizations also. Dr. Tell family do. All right, now tell me how come, but then two organizations also.
Well, then two organizations then really begin with the Dr. Lauretta Will Education Foundation, where I've been begin Atlanta, which I've been done there for the past 30 years. I began down there immediately after the war, because after the war, you know, say we were in our country, all kind of camera they come and we CNN, BBC, but we were done, all man just they abandoned we now. So we see a lot of devastation, especially some of the districts and where some of we come out, like me, I go school now Bond district, you know, even though I hail from Oyamba district. But for the past 20 years, we not have no Bond district, we don't abandon, we school they all devastated. So we begin for collect educational material then. I don't organize and coordinate and collect and disseminate and distribute boku educational material then, school supply then, textbook then, educational equipment then, all don't donate to FBC, Njala, IPAM, IAMTech, and Centennial Secondary School. Boku institution for years, every year we send, you know, ship a lot of, I don't be professor for over 14 years, so me company faculty member then they help me with the collect, with the ship, with the collect. So eventually, where Ebola hit, we found out say, with people they need much more than educational material. So now we expand with non-government organization from the Dr. Lauretta Will Education Foundation to People's Foundation for Humanity Development, wherein we incorporate all other areas where we've been there for the help. We've been the help now for collect other material then, for train women then, because women were more devastated. For help the orphanage then, we've been bring boku material then, like Atuga Stadium, we say no more with, you know, boku things.
So now Randy being the relationship between the two organizations also. Yeah,
but we still they function as two entities.
Okay.
But we have zeroed in on the People's Foundation for Humanity Development, because that they incorporate a whole lot of other sectors, and especially now with the new direction, you know, we still they work, you know, some of them are still in education, but we have also expanded in the health industry. For instance, this week, as I talk to UNASO, I just come off for shop for the Engineers Without Borders, for buy all the equipment there, because we've been developed project. I write the project for Engineers Without Borders, they approve the project, and we don't build solar system, water system, and toilet system. Now Matru Bond, which is Bond district area.
So in other words, Doctor, I want to focus now on Bond district.
Well, we started with Bond district, but I don't do research now. Now Pujon district last year, World Bank now been funded with that project there. Then I don't work now Bo district. We don't develop women empowerment. They go on right now as I talk. Then Western area self we don't work. We want really for expand all over, but we just begin with Bond district because the opportunity be available safe, you know, where we write for Engineers Without certain project the way they write. So then go approve or they not go approve. So depending on waiting we get the funding for, now that project they will implement. And so the Engineers Without Borders, the way we put the project, say this was a boarding school. The first co-educational boarding school in Sierra Leone, Centennial Secondary School. It's been so devastated. 1,800 students with no toilet facility, no water, no light on the campus. And so the way we write, it captured their heart. So now I make the approve. They approved for help for 5 years. But the project went on for 7 years because Ebola had been disrupted. So 35 engineers were involved. You know, we began mechanical engineer, then civil engineer, then electrical engineer, then. So it depends on which thing that they can do. Now the group of engineers then they can let this. We don't do now with the school project. Now health, then they go develop the mature hospital. Because they be just fall in love with the community.
So then they come with equipment and
then they come with equipment. The one that way they're able to travel with. The one they like today I go pick up like 43-inch TV set and two and 35 chairs and folding tables because na training center then they set up here. Because normally where then they do that they can train the community so that they will become self-sufficient and sustainability will take place. Because if you know make them independent, and no more you build, you know go survive. So
Doc, you know a person, and we don't talk about plenty goodies them. You know a person who gets passion for Bukulan in business. We make you embark on this charitable thing. From then to now, 21 year on, you want to share some of the success stories them way will make plenty people who sit down now will say yes, this woman don't do great thing.
It's a particular one, you know, because people then say why you zero in and Bond. Me elementary school na Bond Island I attend. Minimum memorial school. Then for me high school, me secondary school, now also Bond Island, not a Bond Island, but Matru, which is also in the Bond district. But that Engineer Without Borders project where they talk is a typical example of a success story. For the 5 years then, or 7 years we developed that project, it was 5% passing rate. The public exam, like the WASC, the Beke, nobody not be the pass because they're not being able for pass. They're not. But after the intervention, just last year, the principal is shared with me a student where they have improved from 5% passing rate to 95%. Just because now they get solar system, they get water system, and that solar system, not only that school they study, the entire community and other schools then the Canada campus for study. So that's one success story. And in fact, we've been the focus on the academics and the education and no more. Not knowing that waterborne disease fell. They find out say they now they go hospital so fast again because now they get treated water. Because of the borehole solar system, and it's treated and distributed all over campus, and that water system they not to the campus no more they use them more. When school close at the end of the day, then they open it to the community. So you can imagine. So
everybody the benefits.
Yes. That whole community. When at the school no more will be fixed with the help. Find out, and then the community very responsible because the first thing we'll be tell them. That was one of the criteria from the EWB that when I go for show we sustain how una they sustain all the installation there. And what did they do? Students 10,000 leones per semester. The separate bank account. Then we develop the Centennial Infrastructural Improvement Board. That bank account they get nothing for do with the school. So now that account they use now for buy if they need any maintenance and for security and for payment of people and for 7 this is not the 8th year now. We not get any major serious problem. So that not just one that's in the academic. Now we also do women empowerment programs. I can share a whole lot of success stories in that area too. Because how they work with vulnerable women and young girls that are falling by the wayside. So many of them. We have groups here. We have about 14 groups in the western area. We get groups in Kenema, and we get groups in Bo district.
Okay.
As we they get funding, we they empower them, and some of them get involved with petty trading, and some of with success story now, for instance, the phone care women. They are so successful that they want more and more empowerment, because the way we go about is we they train them. We they train them, we they give them business skills, how to manage their money, how to banking, you know, skills. Then
different
people, yeah, and some of them are illiterate but very intelligent. So sometimes a money management training on what they need, like savings. Some of them don't know how to save. Because if somebody in baby sick, you can't get on business money. What do you say they do?
You spend on day.
Yeah. So we they give them skill set first. And then we have been so many of them, you know, very little problem we have been.
Okay. Well, I don't know, wise. The other area is that we don't see a lot of people, they don't come with such business, because like what you talk, like expanded development you talk about, but then the sustainability. Sometime after some time, you know, it reverts back to the same thing.
Exactly. That sustainability is the key word. Every failure where you see now sustainability we know it. Now no matter what kind of project we get involved in, sustainability now from the planning stage. When they plan, how are we going to survive 6 months from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Now make we open that bank account. Now that na mature, and up till now, 8 years later, they still the same. And then with women's program, the same thing. We make sure some of them not ever even open bank. Can you imagine they do business, you don't even know how to do banking. We can invite financial institutions, therefore can train them. And they all get accounts. They get individual account, then they get group account. They get account for you know, because emergencies do happen. And every time we go follow up and we see how they are doing, we find out, say, they are still surviving. They are say, this savings owner, therefore, say nobody know the sick on a group. They say, no, of course they sick, but you know, you just get malaria, then we can't pull the money, give you. So they don't get the concept. Say, this emergency or contingency money, now for serious emergency, if one of the women then they go undergo operation or they born picking, or emergency happen, now that time they no more will they touch this money. So that way they know they depend on their business seed money, which is so now then sustainability is very very
okay. All right, Doc, we'll come back to you because plenty thing there for talk, but that's small.
Okay, no problem.
All right, I think say we turn the microphone to we people them we send a message wise.
Well, we start with this one. Ansis Bangura and Sumana Song say it's still a call on the authority them for make them go address that abandoned host na 61 Robert Street. He say because life sweet make other things will happen. They will begin say if we be no.
Well, this one say we used to say police really they found out this goes between APC and SLPP, and it bring the fact out.
Well, before they continue.
Then the cement price, say they increased from 55,000 Leone to 90,000 Leone for bag. Whose side will they go now, concerned citizen? The other one say, of course, he say the land wala don't turn menace that this country. Say we don't really know the cause of this bad land wala. This is very serious. They say we really know, we don't know waiting for do. But this notorious land wala inside Freetown, people know the try for understand say na so we go left all this land and property them. Why we not go land sense?
But this other say
Kamsin and send this one.
Okay, from Kamsin, this other say NCIA say we not try for give you ID card them. He say we don't go without any identification. He say this is not good. He say we try for colonna. I said too bad and I send this.
They say I'm glad for the way you steam way when I cover that Jomo Kenyatta road. We call on the New England police for go demolish that buffer back. Now inside it, then thief man and can take cover na net.
But this other say now this kind of woman that we want na salon. He say woman of substance. He say indeed the words waiting in the talk, but Josephine send this one.
Well, this one they talk say NCRA. They say don't say when they get meeting. All what you care about now, now the ID card. Now we care about. When I blow up at the meeting first.
Well, this other one again for Dr. Lauretta Will-Sillah. He said this now I admire you so much for the kind of thing them way to do. He say make you think but good thing them. He say God no more God will bless you.
Well, it say let doctor continue with the good. He say because they are brilliant idea them, and he hopes say God will be able to succeed.
Okay.
All right, okay. We go back. Let me come now quickly. The people that we tap in our book fields, you know, that there is concern over the road we're not complete yet. Well, Samuel Abiose Stanley go fed out about that, and this they say.
In Ajura, I use this front mills nowadays because I always see this calamity with the beer. People let me for them traffic come out to car. They look the road from where they dig here. If I don't line at 2 months they go so and just dig this place. They never try for make or do better thing.
We understand say we don't can make half side, they left some side of the area way.
But when they make all streets, they never use the bad streets and build the streets. Look the place dig, look all side dig, come front here. When they make all streets, the tap guy streets, white streets, they never can down the streets or waiting and you don't know waiting and the.
So if you get opportunity for talk to them, what do you message to them to make the road?
The message I want to talk to them to make the road. Let them try at all possible means. Small like where them don't dig and so let them try for solve and then lock them control there, let them make them pass.
I'm Mohamed Al Pasobetuwe, chief within our Bufis community.
We observe say for the past 2 months we don't report this thing that we use. And then we can make some siding at the road, and we see the balance don't the worst.
Sometimes I forget we take them very seriously because looking at all anything in the way they affect the community because by now they don't complete them project there so but unfortunately the community suffer. However, some side make, some side not make. We send message now for lead and try to do this thing, let we get a complete development here, road development.
Well, the Conservation Alliance, together with the Sierra Leone War Wounded Amputee and SELF, don't launch one jewelry cutting for amputee them and SELF people them when are war wounded. Most seriously say, get more on this story.
You can't train them on jewelry casting. You get this small support from stitching job. Some will do them within a Holland, then do this small support. We save adding only and not we save get. Then we put them together, so they can train them on jewelry crafting.
So people want to know it's not jewelry crafting.
Okay, well they can teach them how to use local materials, like beads, shells, bottles, papers, and then kind of thing. For make beads, for make jewelry. In the way you wear now, you neck, you waist, you hand, you finger, then rings, then jewelry. In the way go make you look attractive, we go match with the clothes you wear, and then kind of thing. We go help them. Forget the anti-mold, so let them be self-reliant, to build up their self-esteem again.
Yeah.
This work here, I really talk today, where I can. I'm glad for our way and to do I don't have this work here. Because I be the student, I will not there, nothing for do for strength and picking and they are not able. So this work here, if I learn, go benefit them if picking them.
Bukel Longet one new mosque, well, they call them Masjid Madinatu Manawara, sorry. Well, they won't forget Mosul. And Alhaji Hassan Karim, he don't dedicate the mosque now. So, lawyer informer.
Every day with the Yeri, then they build new mosque. Every day with the Yeri, all over the world, people them, then they convert to Islam. Even in the Western world, country that will not be the Yeri, they talk about Islam. Then today, then they talk about Islam. Then they get converts them. Then they come to Islam. So we as Muslims should be very, very proud of that. I just want to mention 2 things. One, the Almighty Allah says, in Al-Ladina Amanu wa Amilu Soliyat. He said the one they will believe when they do good work. Everybody will donate. This go on. Now good work they don't do. Good work. Nine they don't do. The one will sponsor the building.
Indeed.
Well,
anyway,
as we come back to Doc.
Yeah, Doc. So what are the next stage now?
You know, well, we are still continuing with the work we do, and it's even better now because the current government, it really with the flagship program we now in the academia, then they really don't encourage we now for even go more into the educational system, because we've been getting a lot of challenges for the past years, even though we continue for work. But now it's even easier for us. As a matter of fact, I get an appointment with Dr. Mwenina Senge. So I really want to be involved in this educational system, because I know say one way or the other we skill them, and the work we don't do, and we testimony there, like how we be ask waiting it don't benefit, how it don't impact the community. We go and spread any success story nationwide. Anything we don't do successfully, we not go mind for replicating in other areas. Now then proposal then they now I get before the new direction, because Dr. Mwenina is a technical person. My Bachelor of Science and Masters all is in telecommunication and IT. So I go able to help, because we not go just left in one grain with a lot of, some of we will get small experience. We need for join hands with the government, because I don't I don't read all President Bio with the dream. So this is the next step.
So in other words, you don't come base now?
I don't come home base. I'm full-blown home base.
Okay, so business.
Right? So you're not to JC again?
Not to JC. I don't graduate from JC.
You're not home base now. All right, okay, Doctor. Thank you very much. Okay. And from time to time, we're going to engage you.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
Right.
Some text and jetting. This one say salon. It say not funny. It say if we not able land, we're able political fets or fear shortage. He said, who's the game day now? And a question for you.
All right, this one say the game don't babala. But all the same, this one say happy blessed 100-year birthday to the honorary Awogan, Mrs. Muriel Davis. He say, thank God Almighty for your life. Sayu Daniel Mose, Assistant Social Secretary, Awoga, UK. This say, God bless you, Dr. Lauretta Will-Sillah. They say you're a good example for salon woman them. Well, this come up from Sidiki.
Well, plenty text then they will not able to read all because of time. Time don't catch we, but we promise we will read them next program. You will be the lucky one.
All right, okay. Well, now so we will put the cutting down, and of course, I don't know if wise you go on for 100 years.
Well, I get for around 90 at least just will blow.
Anyway, I think say the woman and get luck, you know.
Well, let me say, I will condone this fact find the law know waiting at the problem.
No, well, it isn't it?
We will tell the public
anyway,
one day.
All right, we'll tell her that. But anyway, we just want for advice to say fet not good, and let we get peace at this country that we need.
Okay.
With that, we will put the cutting down, and Luciana, the producer, Mina Dan Mosie
and William Wise.